So, we're back. Back with a football talk. We haven't done one of these. Hold on, let's move the camera. Let's adjust it a little bit. Around here. It's gonna fucking fall off. Is that better? I don't really know. Is that better? Whatever. Doesn't really matter. Not really. Yeah, we're back with a football talk today. Back discussing football transfer news. There's been a lot of football news going on in the Premier League actually, and in Europe. There's been a lot of There's been a few big money deals gone on. Why though? I thought PSR and FFP, everyone was struggling. Apparently, that's why everyone keeps telling me. You know, what I mean, that's why teams aren't signing players. You know, what I mean, that's why the big teams are like the top three. And last season ain't signed anyone really, apart from Arsenal signing Calafiori and Man City signing Savio. Yeah, I don't know how these players how are you getting all these deals done. Anyways, before we get into it, please do subscribe. We are literally this close to 100 subs, so please help me out and get me to that milestone, that achievement. Yeah, please do. Even if you don't like it, if you do like it, whatever, just cheers on your burner accounts if you have to. We're this close. Now we're gonna straight dive in to Julian Alvarez to Atletico Madrid. Here we go, guys. Deal in place for £75 million fixed fee plus 20 million add-on. So, this is your 95 million euros. Absolute brilliant business from Manchester City, but it's also a very good signing from Atletico Madrid. This one is, we saw them 100 years ago. They put out a big signing when they lost Griezmann and they spent the Griezmann money on João Felix. Didn't really work out. However, this one, I am 90% sure Julian Alvarez will be an absolute unbelievable signing for Atletico Madrid. But we'll move on in a minute. Julian has accepted the proposal for a 5-year deal after talks with Hidegalo today. I don't know who that is. That might be like the DOF or something at Atletico Madrid. Man City signed Julian Alvarez, which was only 2 million by the way, 2 million 2 years ago for 14 million. He's now a record sale, so he's their biggest ever sale, and they only signed him 2 years ago. And he was a backup player. It's brilliant business. It's such good business. It's got all the rival fans in tears, right? But what gets me, they're all saying about United. Apparently, I haven't seen many people do it, but I have heard that United fans and Arsenal fans and probably Liverpool fans as well are all crying, saying, "Oh, but they this must be fixed. They're selling their backup striker for 95 million. Have you not looked at some of the deals your own clubs have done? Like your own clubs. I mean, Arsenal fans are a bit rich coming from them. Last season they literally bought Chelsea's unwanted player in Kai Havertz for 70 million. Yeah, you have a bit of self-awareness, mate. They didn't want him. They wanted him gone. Yeah, they were struggling with PSR as well, which apparently Man City are, which I don't believe. Sorry. I believe. But everyone's going, Arsenal fans are going, PSR, that they're definitely cheating. They paid. Why would they pay Manchester City, Atletico Madrid, for their own player? This player is a player you were guaranteed to get 50, 60, 70 million for. Yeah? I said it on my video about him. I said, after, by the way, all these channels and these media outlets, Julian Alvarez to Arsenal next. Julian Alvarez to Arsenal, tick. Julian Alvarez to Arsenal, question mark. Julian Alvarez, Arsenal and Chelsea set to battle out on Julian Alvarez. And I said he ain't going to a Premier League club, and I said he definitely ain't going to Arsenal. Like I said, what did I say? It came true. Atletico Madrid is a brilliant move for him because Diego Simeone, on every striker apart from João Felix, who isn't a striker. He's a striker, but he isn't a striker. He's like false nine. He's got more to his game than that. He's turned into an unbelievable striker. You talk about Aguero, you talk about Diego Costa, Falcao, even Torres, Morata. I mean, I'm sure. Did he have Mandzukic at Atletico? No, he didn't have Mandzukic at Atletico. I don't know, maybe I'm tripping there. I don't know, but they're probably even one or two more names, and that's just in the 10, 12 years he's been at Atletico. He's been there more. He's been way there, way more. I don't know. But you get the gist. He's very good with strikers. Diego Simeone, he knows that. He's a bit like Unai Emery in that sense. Unai Emery was great with strikers, knew how to get the best out of his strikers, and Diego Simeone is quite similar with that. This is a great move for Julian Alvarez. This is an elite striker. This is one of the best strikers in the world, one of the best strikers in the Premier League, probably the second best after Haaland, which unfortunately for him is at the same club as him. That's probably why Manchester City were open to selling him, because and why he's open to leave, because he knows he's not going to be able to get the minutes he wants in the striker position. He knows he's not going to be able to play important games. This is a very, very good move for him. Very good move for City, because they've got 100 million in the bank, which they can now probably go out and address other areas. I mean, I am I would be a bit worried if I was City, because they have no backup striker now, and there isn't exactly a great market out there to go get one. But yeah, I'd be a bit worried if I was them. But I do think now that they will go out and probably address a midfield issue. Probably a bit more depth in midfield. Yeah, but that the goal scorer. Obviously, I know Haaland is a Haaland, isn't it? You know that. But if the thing is, last season he was out for 3 months. You know, and he had injury problems before he joined City. So who's to say he doesn't go out for another 2-3 months next season? Then who are you relying on? Yeah, you got Foden who can score goals. You got De Bruyne who can score goals. You got Bernardo who can chip in. Savio might come and score goals. You never know. But oh, someone's calling me. All right. But as I say, you never know, right? But yeah. But this is a brilliant move for him. Brilliant signing for Atletico Madrid. This is what La Liga are doing. La Liga have got brilliant. Barca just signed Dani Olmo today. Julian Alvarez joins. What the fuck is that? A spot. Julian Alvarez joins Atletico Madrid, and we know what Real Madrid have been doing. Yeah, exactly. That's what you want. That's what you call a competitive league. Yeah, not this Premier League stuff where all the top 3 teams in the Premier League aren't signing anyone, and none of them are going to try and even catch Man City as it currently stands. No one even bothers to try and catch them at the minute. They're always going to sit there and cry about Man City when Man City win the league again. At this current point, Man City will win the league again. Even though they've just lost their backup striker, the other teams around them haven't exactly improved, have they? So yeah, no doubt Pep will just find a system that suits the players he's got, and he'll go and get 90 points again, and everyone will fall short and then wonder why they did that, because they were sitting there crying in the summer and then not, and hyping up all these dead ballers they were linked with and then never end up signing them. The Premier League clubs need to start acting more like serious football clubs if they have any hope of catching Manchester City. At the moment, you've seen that Real Madrid are probably going to go win La Liga this year. They are. But they ain't stopping Atletico Madrid going out and spending 100 million on this player. They ain't stopping Barca just going out. Barca apparently broke, which they probably have got. Obviously, we know Barca have got money problems. Go out and spend 50 million on Dani Olmo, and if they can, they'll probably try and get Nico Williams over the line. Yeah, that ain't going to stop them. It ain't stopping Barca and Atletico Madrid from getting their deals done. It ain't stopped Atletico and Barca from trying to compete. Real Madrid are going to probably win La Liga. They've got a super squad. Yeah, but that ain't stopping the other teams around them from trying to compete. Arsenal and Liverpool have done fuck all this summer. Arsenal have signed a Calafiori geezer, who I've yet to see, by the way, on any comp of him. Is anything you see of Calafiori, it's just his looks, him flicking his hair, him with wet moist hair. You know what I mean? Probably you got Rory Talks Football, probably making a fucking song about Calafiori in the shower. Anyways, you see all this stuff, yeah, and you're like, I'm yet to see Calafiori play ball. Arsenal need a midfielder, in my opinion. Yeah, they're looking at Moreno, who ain't that good. And they probably need another winger. Yeah, Liverpool need a winger, need a midfielder, and arguably need a. I think the defence is fine, to be fair, as long as they keep Gomez. If they sell Gomez, then they'll probably need another centre back. Obviously, I think the defence is fine though, to be fair. But for me, they definitely need a midfielder and a winger, and arguably a striker. Their attack is nowhere near as formidable as it used to be, and that was what Liverpool's success in recent years was built off, how good their attack was and how solid the defence was. I still think their defence is very, very solid, to be fair, but do you know what I mean? No one in the Premier League seems to be actively trying to catch Manchester City at the minute. They all seem to have shit windows. Even my own club, Man United, we started off the window quite well, and now we just died down. I've talked about United in another video, but now we're apparently looking at fucking Sanderberg. You've got all the fucking mutants hyping up the Sanderberg. I mean, at the start of the window, did anyone say we wanted Sanderberg? Did anyone say that? Did anyone go, yeah, I know what, let's go sign Sanderberg this summer? No, they didn't. You were all looking at, you were all hyping up players at the Euros and other players and players that we were linked with like Ugarte. Now we're hyping up fucking players who just got relegated with Burnley. Didn't he also get relegated with Sheffield United? He's been relegated twice in his career. Honestly, we'll talk about United and their mutant fan base another time. But anyways, I digress. We now talked about Alvarez, about everyone hyped him up moving to Arsenal when Chelsea were going to battle out. And ends up, as I predicted, as I said, a week later, he then gets a move out of the Premier League, which I thought he would, as he's a player that other teams from other leagues will actually want, and good teams. PSG were also looking at him. and we've talked about that. We're now going to just digress into Conor Gallagher has gone to Atletico Madrid. Chelsea fans, well, a bit split about Conor Gallagher. Now, I'm not a fan of him. He's not that good. But I can see the anger, where the anger does come from, because they sold all their academy players and they haven't exactly replaced them with better football players. They've replaced their academy players with worse players, and they're probably looking at going again, we're going to replace Conor Gallagher with a worse player. Not that that's actually easy, because replacing Conor Gallagher with a worse player is quite hard, because he isn't that good. But I do see the logic. I do see that. He's obviously a divisive player. Causes a bit of division in the fan base. Some people love him because he gives his all, a bit like McTominay. But I do think Conor Gallagher is better than McTominay. Gives his all, runs around a lot. But all in all, Conor Gallagher ain't that good. Sorry, Chelsea fans. He ain't going to... As long as you make a significant upgrade in him, you should not be mad. Yeah, Conor Gallagher ain't that good. He isn't going to make you go to that level. There's a reason why his best ever football was at Palace, because that's the type of level footballer he is. A mid-table player. He's got some decent attributes. As you say, he gives his all. He can go up and down the pitch. He can get stuck in. He can score a banger from from every now and then. But yeah, Conor Gallagher ain't exactly someone who's gonna set the world alight, is he? Let's be honest. Yeah. Moving on. As I said, talk about Conor Gallagher. That was only a short little section. Now moving on to Newcastle United. Have apparently made an opening offer to Crystal Palace for Mark GUEHI. GUEHI, is that how you say his name? Proposal made in recent days after NUFC opened talks with CPFC last week in an attempt to sign 24-year-old England international defender. I have no idea, apparently 60 million offer or something. I mean, this is a great deal for Newcastle, to be fair. He's actually a half-decent centre-back, GUEHI, and Newcastle desperately do need a centre-back. If you look at their team last season, obviously they had an injury-riddled season, so you have to take it with a bit of a pinch of salt and add a bit of context to it. The chances are they're not going to have that many injuries again next season. So when you look at their attack, Isaac is quite injury-prone, to be fair. Same with Callum Wilson. So they do probably need to replace Callum Wilson and get a new striker in. I do understand that. I think Aaron Wilson's already left, actually, no, isn't he? Has he already left? He ran out of contract, didn't he? I don't know. So yeah, maybe, but I don't know. They probably do need another striker, but their centre backs. I mean, Shaw and Botman has already had a few injuries. His time at Newcastle, and then you're bringing in is it that Kraft fella? I'm pretty sure it was that Kraft fella they were playing, and Anderson or Lascelles last summer. Newcastle last season. Sorry. Why is my internet playing up? Why is my internet playing up? This is not the time to be playing up, mate. Newcastle United. Oh, it's playing up. Anyways, we'll discuss that in a minute. But I'm pretty sure they got Kraft at centre half. They got that's when their injuries come in. So they desperately needed another centre back. That is one player they need to look at. You look at their wingers. They need a right winger, in my opinion. They desperately need a right winger. But I think they're probably looking at it and going, look, the best option we can do right now is we found a centre back. We need to go out and pay the money. If we can get a right winger or a cross, obviously they're struggling with FFP. Everyone probably does know that. I do believe that there is some truth to that with Newcastle. They are struggling with FFP. Hold on, man. Right, Newcastle. Let's just look at it. Let's look at their starting 11 when they played us. Bro, why is it? Give me fucking. There you go. Oh, do you know what? Hold on. Sorry, lads and girls, and non-binary and unicorns, of course. Newcastle United. Newcastle United. More matches. My internet is playing up as well. Look at the 1-1 draw with Brighton, and you look at their injury crisis they have, and they have that they've got Longstaff in midfield, they've got Anderson in midfield, Dan Burn and Kraft at centre back. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they're probably looking at it going, look, I think they need a right winger. The midfield I think will be sorted next year. I know they had injury problems with Joe Linton and that. I do understand that, but Tonali will be back next season. Longstaff does the job that they want him to do. They do obviously in the future need to improve there, but I think if we look at their main scenarios, look, Botman, who's to say he doesn't get injured again, because he seems to be quite injury prone since he's got to Newcastle. So let's just say they've got good young fullbacks as well, to be fair, Lewis Hall and Livramento. But let's just say Botman gets injured again. They're playing Kraft and Dan Burn as centre-back in a minute. And look, GUEHI's much better than both of them. Their midfield next season should be better when they have Joe Linton fit, Tonali back. For me, their priority positions need to be, I will say they're doing in the midfielder, but I think it goes right winger and then centre-back, then midfielder. That's their priority for me. I feel like that's what they need to do. I don't think they'll get any of them apart from the centre back. I think GUEHI will obviously join. But obviously they've got fucking Jacob Murphy and Mikel Hammer on at right wing, so that is a major problem. Although they can play Anthony Gordon there if he does stay, but I think he's much better on the left, and obviously Harvey Barnes on the left as well, who is a half decent player as well. So yeah, that's that Newcastle's business. They're I don't think they have actually signed a footballer this summer. No, they've signed some they signed some young players, but no one really serious. They definitely need to improve their squad. They are a team that I do believe is struggling with PSR and FFP and all that bollocks. I do believe that. So I will. That's it really. There's nothing else to talk about. We discussed Gallagher's move. We discussed Julian Alvarez's move, which, as I say last week, you lot were all telling me. Well, I say you lot were all telling me. I was telling you all that Julian Alvarez is no way City are going to sell him to Arsenal or Chelsea, and there's no way he would go there. And definitely wouldn't go to Arsenal. But clickbaiting channels, of course, you've got to get your views. And Julian Alvarez to Arsenal next. The Conor Gallagher to Atletico Madrid. Discussed that, and we discussed Newcastle's United move for Mark GUEHI, which is a good signing in my opinion. Cheers for watching, guys. Please do subscribe. As I say, we're this close to 100 subs. Cheers. There'll be new content coming out soon. Cheers for watching.